neurons are and how a human connection can help our nervous system through something that we call regulation.
I consider anxiety to be just like sometimes you're happy, sad, stressed, anxious.
I mean, anxiety and stress is a normal thing to have.
Yeah.
It becomes a problem when it's more intense, when it makes our experience terrible.
In our app, JoyScore app, we have a lot of examples of 478, which is universal meditative breathing.
Today, we're going to talk about something that when I first started struggling with anxiety, to understand what it is and also feel that I'm not alone. And that's about human connection and how that can help us, heal anxiety. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to our JoyScore podcast. I'm your hostess, Maria, and here we are again with Dr. J. Welcome back. Today, we're going to talk about something that is actually, I really, really love this topic because I can totally relate. It actually helped me a lot when I first started struggling with anxiety, to understand what it is and also feel that I'm not alone. And that's about human connection and how that can help us, heal anxiety. So we're gonna dive into and explore why human connection matters in human anxiety, how it works, not only like a biological level, in a mental, emotional, social, even spiritual level. We are also going to talk about the science of shared emotion. Going to talk about what neurons are and how a connection a human connection can help our nervous system through something that we call co-regulation, which is pretty much like mimicking somebody else's nervous system. And we're gonna close this episode with something that we usually do, with giving you guys tools um, to help, treat your anxiety through human connection. Not only your anxiety, also like other people that you know that might struggle with that. So yes, welcome back.
So one of the things
What is
about
human connection?
so anxiety, like other emotions we have, and I consider anxiety to be just like sometimes you're happy, sad, stressed, anxious. And the thing of it is that we need to learn how to manage it if it bothers us. It does bother us. I mean, everybody feels bothered when they are anxious or have anxiety, depression, stress. They're all like brothers and sisters and cousins.
I mean, anxiety and stress is a normal thing to have.
Yeah.
It becomes a problem when it's more intense, when it makes our experience terrible, you know?
Sometimes you can take simple steps like in our app, JoyScore app, we have a lot of examples of 478, which is universal meditative breathing.
Yes.
And so 478, you breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 7, and breathe out for 8 seconds. So in 19 seconds, you have one breathing meditation. And if you do it 3 times, that's like 57 seconds. So in a little less than a minute, you can do it 3 times. And that actually brings physiological change. And I have seen people just go from being very anxious to almost relaxed after doing it 3 times.
I see. But for some people like myself, that breathing would not help them. It actually is not. It's a tool that hasn't worked for me.
Nothing is for everybody.
Human connection has
Yeah.
definitely worked for me in also a physiological level. Yes, how can we start? Because when I first started struggling with anxiety, I was ashamed. I was really scared to open up. And it's the moment when I did that I realized, oh my God, there's so many more people that suffer from that. I am not
Do
crazy,
you know what
you know.
percentage of the people in the world are suffering from anxiety?
I don't know it, but I can guess maybe 99%.
No,
No?
no.
What's the
It's
what?
70%.
Okay, pretty close.
So
Pretty
it's
close.
more than half.
But it's for sure that the moment I started opening up, I realized that more people that I know suffer from anxiety than the ones that don't. And that is mind blowing
So,
because
so
it seems that people don't really share it. They're probably ashamed or embarrassed. And that's
well,
what is very important to point out that it can actually help you.
so sometimes I think it's perfectly okay for people to share that
Yeah.
and be open about the fact that they are going through anxiety. And you said human connection. Sometimes you cannot connect with anyone unless you tell them what you're going
A
through.
a hundred
So
percent.
it starts with being open about
And
it.
that's what we're trying to say to people that
Yeah,
be open about it.
be open about it.
Don't be ashamed. Don't be scared because the moment you open up, you realize how many more people suffer from that.
Well, the thing too, even before that, what we need to learn is when we are starting to have anxiety, to be able to recognize
Okay. Yeah.
that
That is anxiety.
I am going through a phase of anxiety. Once I know, then I can look at all my tools. One is the human connection, breathing, this, that, and say, okay, I think I can take care of it somehow. Now, some people go to the extent of even having a medication.
I see.
Yeah, I mean, they have seen their psychiatrist and say, hey, sometimes I go through severe anxiety. So can I have something which can help me at that time of anxiety attack? And that's okay. Whatever works for you is fine. It
That
doesn't
is
matter.
true. That's true. I when I was reading through the chapter, something really got my attention that healing and human connection you can heal. It's a two-way thing. So it's not just opening up to somebody, but it's also being there for somebody.
Yeah.
That you see them, that it helps them, it can heal them, and through that you get some healing.
Yeah.
And that is very interesting. I find it
I
extremely
mean,
interesting.
the other way to think about it is to have empathy.
Empathy, yes.
So if I'm going through anxiety myself, and if I have empathy toward you, that would help me and help you both. So we kind of start connecting by
Yes.
that. And that's the key to it.
And also is to find the right person to do that.
Right.
Because not everybody can understand us. Not everybody can be there for us. It's like to recognize that this is, and they call it like the safe person. So it's not that it. You mentioned that it's not the place. It's the person that will make you feel safe. And that can be, like a judgmental free chat. It can be a hug. If you're a touchy-feely person, that can help you. But it can be just a friend that just listens.
Some people, as a matter of fact, that they do not have any judgment.
Yes.
And they are willing to listen to you. Actually, listening or someone listening to you is therapy. So therapy is not that you have someone talk to you, a psychologist talk to you. But even if you are talking to someone and who's listening passionately, that is therapy.
Without judgment.
Yeah, that's therapy.
And that can help us heal together, heal better together.
Yeah.
So do you want to talk about a little bit the science of shared emotion and what the neurons are? So they're basically brain cells that they get activated when we see somebody else's behavior.
Yes. So we are, in a way, sort of a chemical lab.
Yeah.
You know, everything we do and everything goes through our body, mind,
Hmm.
is having some sort of reaction. So, and based on that, we create different chemicals.
And therefore emotions.
Yes,
Correct?
I mean, it's like um, endorphins, serotonins, cortisol, I mean, all
Hmm.
those, they're produced by the way we feel, the
Hmm.
emotions, the stress, the anxiety, the depression. So, and in the same way, one of the very common techniques people also try is exercise or go for a walk, you know.
Hmm.
Because what happens is if you're sitting in your room and feeling anxious, and you just get out, go for a walk,
It does
that's
help.
a huge change. And
Hmm.
now you're outdoors in the environment, and your body and mind just looks at it very
And I
differently.
think that's another reason why nowadays people tend to have more anxiety is because we are always inside scrolling on our phones, on our laptops, and we lose, this sense of our environment.
Yeah,
And for sure, that can help.
yeah, that definitely,
And also social connection,
yeah.
because when you keep yourself inside in the room, you're not going to have that interaction and you're definitely going to have no human connection.
Actually, the human connection has many uh, benefits. Number one, you start kind of, in a way, paying attention to someone you're interacting with. So it takes you off
That
what
is
is
such a great
bothering
point.
you.
Yes.
So, when we talk about meditation, what is meditation? It's really a way of focusing on something.
Else. Yeah.
Yeah, so you kind of, in a way, forgetting what you're going through, but you're focusing on something else.
Yes.
I mean, all that is part of,
Yeah.
uh,
And for everyone, it can be different for everyone. I found myself when I was, because I studied fashion, and I found myself completely in a meditation state when I was sewing things together. I found myself like relaxing, even having like a smile. Um, and that's what it was. It was completing, shutting off everything behind me and focusing on one thing and being present. Because I think we're always in the future or in the past and we're never present. And that can create even more anxiety.
other thing which is very simple is called journaling, just
We
write.
did we did mention that another,
Yeah.
yes, for sure. Yeah.
So it's like
Hmm.
people can just sit down and start writing what they're going through,
Hmm.
and it's called journaling. And what it does is, all these things, or start painting or drawing. So what happens is
Or creating music.
anything, when you engage yourself with something, you start forgetting what was causing anxiety to you. In fact, I was in Harvard Business School, and this professor, Dr. Bond, was a specialist in human relationships. So one day he was talking about this concept of you should learn to go to the balcony.
We should learn to
Go to the balcony.
the balcony.
Yeah, I
Okay.
said, what is a balcony? I mean, what if you don't have a balcony?
That's true.
But that going to balcony is a concept, not in literal sense a balcony. It's like whatever you're going through,
Kind
take
of
a
like
break,
escape.
take a break from it. Go out, do something else. Like what uh, people sometimes, very high-powered executives,
Hmm.
get what they call brain freeze. Brain freeze meaning they're sitting at their desk, and because of the problem or the intensity of
Like
the
they black
problem,
out.
the brain just freezes, like it doesn't work anymore.
Blacking out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the only way you can activate it is to go to the balcony, take a break, do something else, go for a walk,
Or
talk to
walking.
someone. So when you do the, in fact, as part of my design class early on, is the foundation design. I call it applied design. So in that, we used to design an executive toy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what is an executive toy? It's just a toy which you start fiddling with, and when you start doing that, it again gives you that break from what you're going through and suffering
I
from.
see.
So all these things are ways of, you can call it distracting
Yeah.
yourself from anxiety. So when
Not
you,
only distracting, I think sometimes you can see it clearer
right,
because the more you focus, the more you make it such a big deal in your head,
yeah,
and then sometimes you have to stop and step back, and then when you come back into it with a more like fresh mind,
mhm,
and you see that it's not such a big deal, you did make it a big deal in your head.
yeah.
Um, what else? What other tools can we give our viewers in terms of human connection? Like, for me, I'm a touchy-feely person, so I would say hug is something that you don't need to talk to me. Just like be there for me and hug me, like human but actual touch can definitely help me. But for some people, might not work.
So these are
What
the
other
things, like
tools
like
in
we,
terms of human connection can we give to our
yeah, like we
viewers?
talked about all these different things, such as uh, breathing, walking, exercising, talking to people, taking a break, going to the balcony. And you sometimes can come up with your own ideas. You
I
must
think
say,
so.
what I really enjoy is doing this,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
or work on a puzzle, or get some coffee, or drink whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So the point is that we need to learn that it's one of those specific uh, emotions that we most likely know how we can conquer and solve it.
Mm-hmm. But that's the thing. Some people don't know. They don't have the right tools, or they're not aware of their situation that they're experiencing anxiety. Um,
So,
and that's, as I
so
said, like when I first started, I was too embarrassed to. I didn't know if other people were feeling the same thing, so I was very hesitant to open up to a friend. And then the moment she told me I suffer from the same exact thing, it was for me mind blowing. And then I felt more connected to her. And then when I had other episodes, she would be the person that I would call because she can totally relate to me, you know?
the other
So
thing
opening up
is
is
like
for sure to
opening
your
up, and
friends.
then the best person uh, to open up to
Mhm.
is someone who, him or herself, goes through anxiety,
Exactly, exactly.
because
That is
they
so
could
true.
understand what you're going through
Yeah,
and most likely even be able to help you
yeah.
with that.
Because it won't be your family
Yeah.
members. Because I mentioned before I have a twin
This,
sister, but she doesn't have it. She
but
doesn't have
there's nothing.
anxiety,
I mean, you
and
could have,
she
it could be
she
a family
feels like
member.
she sympathizes with me. She empathizes, but she cannot help me because she doesn't know what I'm going through. So finding the right person is very important. That you feel safe. That they probably have similar experiences, um, and yeah, that's something that I would recommend people. Um, Yes. Also, journaling, you said we can even journal like our human interactions every day.
Journaling, drawing,
Drawing.
painting, sports. I mean, you can go out now. Actually, one time, uh, sometimes when you're anxious
Mm-hmm.
or upset about something, you just cannot get it out of your
Your
mind.
system,
It's
yeah.
focused on it. So there was a
Mm-hmm.
years ago, there was an employee who really bothered me a lot. And
Yeah.
I just didn't know what to do with her. So I came home and I'm upset. So my wife said, "What's wrong?" I said, "Well, this is what's happening, and I don't want to talk about it."
Yeah.
So I had dinner and then go for a walk, come back, go to bed. So I'm still upset, still obsessing about it. I wake up in the morning and I'm still upset. And I said, how long am I going to be
Yeah.
doing this? I can't just
That's true.
let it take over. So then I play racquetball. So I said, okay, there's nobody at 5 a.m. to play racquetball. So I took out my racket and I go into the racquetball court and the ball, and I'm just by myself. I'm trying to kill this ball.
Yeah. No, I understand
Taking
that.
my aggression out of it.
Yeah.
So in about 5 to 7 minutes that I'm doing it, all of a sudden everything opened up. And I came out of the court and I said, what's your problem? Get rid of her.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that because sometimes frustration is hard. It's emotion is hard
Yeah.
to cope with. But when I get frustrated with people, I try to let it go. I try to tell myself, that's the way they are because of their own reasons. I try to accept it because the moment you accept it, you stop fighting with it. But another thing that I read in your chapter, in one of the 7 chapter, is that human connection. How can we heal our anxiety? It's also by building boundaries with people. And something that I sometimes struggle with, building boundaries, is to know who to open up to, know who you
And how
shouldn't,
far you
but at the same time is when you let them know that this is it, like you cannot step over by building boundaries.
boundaries are very important.
Very important in relationships, in any kind of relationships, I think. Personal, social, professional
And you have to
relationships.
keep everything within the boundaries which you have established, because anything beyond that gets out of control.
Yeah, for sure. I think we went over a lot today. We gave a lot of advice, a
Yeah.
lot of good tips. I'm hoping that people can, follow some of that can help them, and maybe they can tell us what works for them. Are you a person that likes contact, likes hugging? Are you easily opening up to people, or are you a little more
So you
scared?
can, people can write to us at JoyScore.com.
Or either commenting on our YouTube channel?
Yeah.
So then we can work on what they want,
Absolutely.
what works for you guys.
Yeah. And more important than anything, we talked about. Now, that doesn't mean that these are the only things you can do. You can come up with your own ideas and own tools that you think work better for you than even the ones we talked about. Because we all know what helps us. And those are your tools.
But I think we know because we try different things.
Yeah. So that's the key.
So that's the key, for sure.
Well, thank you all, and good
Thank
luck
you.
to you. And I think you should be able to manage it when you run into it.
Manage and then finally become joyful.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole point.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Take care.